Hello?
Can you hear him?
Kent, can you hear me? I got a mask on, so
Okay.
testing.
I got the phone right behind the speaker, so, or the mic, I mean, so hopefully that'll help.
Okay.
Everybody else will be able to hear it. I got it as loud as I can get it.
I do too.
So, it's not working out there, and it's working for us, but not them.
She can't get signed in, it won't let her sign in.
Did you get a hold of Solution?
I don't think we've got that far, it's 10 after already, so. I think
We're
she's-
locked out for 30 minutes,
Yeah, 'cause
so.
that's what Peggy had that issue before, she got a hold of Solution. But, okay, I think this will work.
Alright, well, we're gonna start here.
Okay.
Okay, all rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, get a motion to approve the amended agenda.
Anything else to go on it, Trish? Make a motion to approve.
Second. First from Dave, second from Eric, all in favor?
Aye.
Agenda is approved. Approve the minutes from, January 11th.
Aye.
I'm going to do the minutes, and everything looks good, so I'll make that motion.
I'll second Sandy's motion.
Sandy, second from Eric, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. General public concerns, nobody here, out there. All righty, we're moving on. See, Dawn is gonna have to call.
Dawn is through.
Oh, is she on
Is she
there?
on there with you, Sandy?
Yep, Dawn is on here with me.
I want
Okay.
to be able to hear her that way.
Does she wanna call in?
Do you wanna have her call in? We can put her on the speakerphone
I
here.
think that would work better for us.
Oh, you want to call me Dawn?
Give
Well,
her-
I can hear, I can hear them right this way too. Can you hear her?
Yeah,
Okay.
we sit close.
Good morning, everybody. I was, presented to Sandy, I was hoping to be there in person today. I promised to get over there at some point, hopefully before the start of the new fiscal year, so I can see you all. We
Yes, you're down there.
I'm going to be present, so that is why I am doing this virtually today. So thank you for allowing me to meet with you for this platform. I have prepared your content budget for fiscal year 22, and that is what I am here to present to you today, and my budget that you may have. I'm going to the spreadsheet for our copies that I sent you yesterday. I know that I had done it last week, but I just wanted to make sure that the board has a copy as I talk through these numbers to refer to.
We got it, don't we?
Yeah.
The one from yesterday, or?
Okay.
I didn't get one yesterday.
I last week, and I was doing some, samples yesterday, and I just sent it again so that I wanted to make sure you had a copy of that.
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. All right, so, to give you a little perspective, the regional budget for fiscal year 22 has increased, and it's primarily due to the core services that the region is developed, for fiscal year 22. We're supposed to have all this about $258,000, and I do not want to spend if we don't have to. So we do have, Princeton Health Center is looking at utilizing some grant funds for their emergency treatment program that started this year, and that should release our budget by about $634,000 for this year and next year. So hopefully we're going to be better in line with what our maximum per capita is at, which is $9.1 million. So in looking at the needs of Humboldt County joining us on July 1st, I really think that one coordinator could cover both counties. The population base is smaller than several of the counties within our region, and we have, for example, we have one coordinator that covers Carroll, Crawford, and Hardin County, and Carroll and Crawford, their population base is higher than Humboldt County combined. So I really think that one position is all that is needed to cover both counties, and I did budget that in Pocahontas County's budget. It can be flexible depending on what we end up deciding on staff. But for your budget, obviously, County Area Harrison is the county employee currently, and we would like to maintain her at her position. And already, I contact with President Wood, the CICF CEO, and he is willing to share her time with us because she's covered two counties in that region as well as Pocahontas. So I recommend her salary at $52,972, which is a 3% increase. I don't know what your counties have decided in terms of salary percentages yet. I will be seeking that out from your auditors so that I can get the actual number in there for you. And then down the budget item, health insurance, and then the distribution to the fiscal agent is based on a $39 capita. And obviously, that's higher than what we are currently for us in Rolling Hills. We are currently at 36, so that will be a $3 increase for the rest of the county. And based on your 2018 population census, if you look over to that bottom box to the right, your population estimate that I was using for relative per capita was 9,558. And then times the $39 per capita, that would be 373,762. And here's your max levy. And your max levy in Rolling Hills would be $408.97. So, over below the levy column, where you see all of the numbers that have the salaries and distribution of fiscal agent, which is your last budget number here, of $372,763, plus the salary of County Harrison for the advocacy position and her benefits at all possible. So we have been working really diligently to work those protocols down. So with that, $80,000 by 24 minus the expenditure amount of $155,787, and I do need to point out the fact that as I opened the spreadsheet today, I realized that there was a $10 office. The sheet that I gave you had $155,797, and it was a transpose of the number of 77 in line with the expenditure amount that is down in your column. So if you take that expenditure amount plus the revenue that the fiscal agent of what you sent back to your county in July for salary and benefits, and then you're adding your projected levy, which this is only a recommendation. You as a board and Trish as auditor need to do what you feel the most comfortable with. A levy of 303,218 for next year would zero out your balance. Now, one thing I want to point out is that I every year that I have been driving towards this, and I do these projections to the county auditor and the board supervisors with a zero levy, the auditor do not want to see a zero balance, and I completely understand that because of the possibility of delinquent taxes, and you still have to pay staff. You need to have that little bit of carryover into the next year so that you do have the flexibility there to pay staff until that payment comes on the fiscal agent for salary. So, Trish, I would say if you want to go, $10,000 higher than that, I would be completely comfortable with that. I think if all the counties, end of the fiscal year with at least $10,000 in their funds, I don't think that would throw the regional income balance off with huge extent. So I would be okay, Trish, if you are more comfortable with a 313 to 18 levy, or somewhere in that ballpark, even 315, if that makes you more comfortable. Obviously, I want you to feel that this is going to be workable and viable for your budget. So, and we can consult about that. Please bring down to the meeting if you have any questions about that. But at this point, I guess you're giving a lot of numbers. What questions would you have for me at this point?
I sat in on a lot of the meetings, so I've heard all this, so I'm fairly familiar with it. Do you guys have any questions?
Not right offhand, Sandy. Trish?
I'll be calling Dawn.
Yeah, I can...
Trish said she'd be calling Dawn, probably to visit about this.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. If you have, time this week or even whenever you guys start really, focusing on budget development, feel free to give me a call or reach out to us so we can talk about it, because I want you to feel comfortable with some of the things in there.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Makes sense.
We need a motion on this or anything?
Nothing further for me then?
Don't think so.
I don't think so. Just a budget review.
Well, please do, enjoy your meeting.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dawn. Thank you. Okay.
Was Dean coming up today? Do you know?
He's right sitting in the hall.
Oh, okay. All right, Dean. You wanna flip the air bands? So we got an 850.
How we doing?
Welcome.
Good. Morning.
It is.
I don't know if it's good or not. Okay, we're here to introduce this, county ordinance for hosting, or underage consumption ordinance. We have the blessings of the county attorney on it. Oops. There's that one. And the reason we're bringing this ordinance to your attention is because,
I got one for Sandy here.
there is a state code in effect.
Is that different than the one I got?
It should be about the same. We'd make a few little changes, but,
Okay.
the drinking age is 21. The state code only covers, people under the age of 18. There's a copy of the state code. so it doesn't touch the 18, 19, and 20-year-olds.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty much the same one that I sent out the other day to you guys. Basically, what it says in a nutshell, that if somebody's hosting a party, we get called to it and we, take action on it, we can hold the person that's hosting the party responsible and charge him with, hosting the party. First offense is $750 fine, every offense after that is, $1,000 fine.
Basically, it's closing this loophole for the 18, 19,
Yes.
and 20-year-olds.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So does this, I'm curious, I go away for the weekend and my kids have a gathering at my house,
Mm-hmm.
just my wife and I, by the way, anyway. But I'm just curious, would the kid be, could he be charged, or they be charged, or,
Yes, they can be charged.
but it's at my house?
Yes.
Could I be charged?
I think we need to prove that you, first of all, knew about it,
Yes.
That's what I was curious.
and that you were agreeable to knowing that this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen in the premises.
Yes. Yep.
'Cause I can see that's the spot you're gonna have problems.
Yep.
And it always is.
Yeah, it is. So we've had a couple situations up in Livermore there where we've charged the kids, but the loophole doesn't let us, like 18, 19, 20-year-olds, so.
Yeah.
So this is gonna help with you guys' enforcement,
Yes.
and it has the blessing of John?
Yes.
Is the way I read the email last night?
Yep, John has given his blessing. I had to make a few changes that he, brought to my attention, and I've made those changes, so.
Well,
I didn't hear the response on when you said, like, if you're gone and somebody has a party, what would Cory say? After Cory's work, I couldn't hear what he said.
Where's she at here?
She's on
put it on my phone.
Basically, we would have to prove that Bruce and, his wife, gave him permission to have the party there when they were gone.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
so is this the typical, we have to have, what, 3 readings?
3 readings, yes.
In order to be,
Yeah, and I took this ordinance, I had about 5 other counties that have this ordinance ready. There's Calhoun County's got this ordinance, Mitchell County's got it, Black Hawk County's got it, Cerro Gordo and Lynn County. They're the ones that supplied me with their ordinances that they have.
so this is a combination of all of them, or just, you used one, or?
We use the best out of all of them,
Okay.
and they are them.
And then tweak it a little bit.
Yep.
I have a question for the board. Do you think this is something we should have published in our local paper?
You have to.
Have to?
Yeah, we will.
Okay. All right,
This week, it'll,
this week.
Yep.
We'll go out this week. Okay.
well,
So essentially, there was no ordinance?
There's a state code.
State code
That
only.
allows the host to be charged if you can prove that the kids that are at the party or whatever at the gathering are under 18 years old.
Under 18.
18, but it doesn't cover 18, 19, and 20.
So what happened is, when they changed the drinking age from 18 to 21, that's when you got that loophole.
It was just the age differential? So did the state code cover the hosting?
It did, for anybody under 17, or under 18.
Under 18?
Yes,
So essentially, you didn't rewrite anything other than the age, so you're saying under 21?
yes.
If it's 21 or over, then it doesn't apply.
No,
They're legal age.
they're legal.
So the biggest gist of it was to have the ordinance from the counties
Yes.
now, that it's stated 21,
Yep.
under 21.
Under 21, yes.
That's not right.
Well, and actually what Rick said, and that's what I thought too, was that was when the loophole came up, but I talked to a gal from the Alcoholic Beverages Division on Friday, and she said that the state code was actually enacted in 2014.
Oh.
And she said that for whatever reason at that time, I'm guessing it was a compromise because some people didn't want one at all and some people wanted to go all the way up. So this was kind of a compromise that they came up with for everybody to agree that for anybody under 18. So she said they just couldn't get a consensus amongst the legislature to go those last 3 years, for 18, 19, and 20. So,
Basically, they put it in the county's lap. If you wanted to change it, it's by county.
County or city.
County or city ordinance can do the same thing.
Yeah, this ordinance covers all the municipalities in the county as well.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Okay. All righty. I guess I'd entertain a motion to approve the first reading.
I think I've got the right information. I would, motion to approve the first reading of said ordinance number 73.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
That's a good majority, or unanimous, motion carries.
Thank you.
Now,
I have a question. Well, you go ahead.
I know there's been a request that we waive the second and third readings, but I don't think we should, because this is,
It's gonna have to be published, and I think next week after you publish it,
then you can.
then you can do the second and
Third.
you have no,
This has not been published.
no.
Let's go and discuss to the paper.
I would agree that
Because I think,
wait until
Get it published and then...
it's published, so I mean, we could put it on next week's meeting
yes,
for said action.
I think it should be.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I think we're good then. We did the first reading, it will be published, and we just, we put
see
it on
what
next
happens
week's
next
meeting.
weekend, and
Yep.
we don't have a lot of complaints or feedback from the public, and do...
I doubt we'll have many kids calling.
I never know, you might have some 18,
Well, you might.
20-year-olds.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
We're in good shape with it today.
Yep, all right.
They are a voting age, they can vote, but they can't have a beer.
Right.
Yeah, I know, Bill.
Thank you both for
You're good.
all your work.
Thanks, Cory.
Appreciate it
Thanks,
very much. Thanks.
You bet.
guys.
Okay, we're gonna slip down here and do this, where was that after? Have the board sign a bank resolution for the conservationist new account to allow online cabin rentals. You wanna tell us?
We've been working on setting up an online reservation system for our cabins, both at Gotcha and Sheldon. And basically, this resolution is just another step in the process of getting that up and running. So I don't know, Janet, if you want to jump in?
Sure. To do the online renewal, of course, they need a separate bank account because there'll be money deposited and withdrawn for fees and that sort of thing. So we just decided rather than use the current account, we did a separate conservation account so that the online reservations could get deposited, and then if there's any fees associated with using the cards and their posts of the website, then those could be covered, and then the conservation committee, probably Todd and Dave would monitor the balance and then transfer that as income whenever they are ready to make that change.
It's just something that the majority of the conservation boards throughout the state
Are starting to do.
Going to...
Well, even like to reserve a camp, I mean, you don't have to physically drive there and pay it and put your name in the slot.
So will that come to then, or do we already have that?
We're looking at it, maybe not for every site we have, but probably it would be maybe 4 or 5 at Gotch and 5 to 7 at Sheldon could reserve online. Because I get a lot of calls from people that are coming from a long distance, wondering...
Where is it feasible?
Next Friday. I'm not sure, you know, it's...
Or the people driving through cross country, they like to
exactly.
reserve.
Yep, so there's a time and place for that. For now, we're gonna start with the cabins and kind of get the kinks worked out before we jump in with the camping.
So will this also have like pictures of the inside of the cabin? Can they see the whole thing and?
Yes.
What's the website, Dave?
mycountyparks.com.
just go there, you'll see it, click on Humboldt, and we have some vague descriptions of our parks and what we have, and that's my winter project, just to bring that all up to date. And then when it greens up, I'll take pictures of everything.
Take some nice photos.
And you can see other counties that are already using it, and just...
It's very user-friendly.
Good. I'm not.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm not.
It should just be more convenient for people.
Yeah.
Honestly, to book a reservation that way,
Yeah.
rather than calling the office. I'm in and out of the office. I don't
Trying to
know
get a hold of you,
secretary.
yeah.
I call them back, and then they're not able to answer, and you end up playing phone tag, and sometimes it ends up being inconvenient for both of us.
Yeah, and waste time.
This way, you just tag it to me.
Eliminate duplicate rentals.
So I think maybe, once we get it up and running, to get it up and running is kind of a, maybe a challenge, a struggle or a challenge, but once we get it going, I think it'll be appreciated or give permission for everybody.
Okay.
So do we need a motion on that?
I would think so. I'll make
Need
that
the
motion.
signature.
We have a first from Dave,
I would second it.
second from Bruce, all in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous, motion carries.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you,
Thank
guys. Rick, I think we need to back up on, Dean's ordinance.
Let me know when...
Okay.
I think an ordinance has to have a roll call vote, a resolution is a verbal vote, like we did.
You know, I think you're right, Dave.
I think we have to have a roll call vote on the ordinance 73.
I do believe you're correct. Did you hear that?
Did you hear it, Sandy?
No, I'm sorry, what was it? I heard the roll call vote.
We have-
But I didn't hear that one.
Dave thinks we need to have a roll call vote on that ordinance 73, and so we're gonna ask for a roll call vote on that here.
Okay.
I didn't know if you were talking about the, cabin rentals or...
Now, we're back to 73, ordinance 73 is from Dean.
Okay.
All right, we'll go around the table. Bruce,
Aye.
Sandy,
Aye.
Dave,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
myself vote aye. So, it's
Okay.
unanimous.
Now I think we're legal now.
Now I think we're official.
Dave gets an extra cookie if we had one,
Yeah.
'cause I think you are correct.
If I remember right, I think that's what Peggy told us
I
a
think
couple
you're
of
right.
years ago, or
For certain
years.
things, you gotta,
Ordinances, you have to have a roll call.
Otherwise, next week we'd have to start over with
Have
the
to start
first
over
reading.
again.
Start over with, yes.
okay, Ben.
All right, good. Good catch.
I've just got the one item on the agenda to approve a quote with Jacobson Westergaard for their land surveying services and right-of-way plats. This is for our local grading project down on, the last mile of Gotch and that 1 mile extension that runs from Gotch Park over to 169. It is scheduled, 2 years out to basically reclaim the back slopes and build wider shoulders on that stretch of road. Associated with that would be, the land surveying services for these guys to take the pins that we've found and put additional pins at what will be the new right-of-way lines and create plats that we can send to the property owners for signatures.
Okay. And that's 2 years out, that project is, huh?
Yeah, acquiring right-of-way is scheduled in this coming fiscal year, which will start in July, and then the actual project will be the next fiscal year.
Yeah. Okay.
But that'll give us time that we can notify the utilities that'll be affected and they
And you gotta be moved.
can move their, like the poles are the main thing that's gonna have to be moved. And the high-pressure gas line in the east back slope will just end up being in the east, bottom portion of the ditch. I believe there's fiber optic on the west side, that'll stay in place as well. It's mainly the power poles that are gonna have to be moved.
Okay.
And it gives them time to get their materials and whatnot lined up for that job started,
Put together.
not like that.
But they'll do this year, I mean, when
We'll start working on, getting the right-of-way plats and the preliminary offers accepted by the property owners. We've already done the north half mile, we've just got the south half mile and the, east-west mile.
basically, is it from the bridge
It's from
to the corner?
the bridge south and then back to 160.
And then across over to the corner?
Yeah, we've already purchased everything from the bridge, to the top of the hill, just past Erickson's, acreage. And basically, that's what we've got left, is from there, south and
Yeah, 'cause
over.
it looks like they've done some work there, Erickson's acreage already, haven't they?
Mhm.
Got rid of some trees.
Yeah, they got rid of some trees and regraded their yard here a few years back.
Okay.
I'd make a motion to approve the quote to Jacobson Westergaard for the land surveys not to exceed $75.76.
Okay, a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous, motion carried. Okay. Anything else right off the top?
Just got a budget work session with you guys, and, we can talk about
Okay.
mailbox ordinance and whatnot then.
All righty, we're gonna move on down and appoint 2 members to the Magistrate Cleaning Commission.
Okay, we did this during our first meeting of the year, and, Sherry Miller, found that we did 3. We do not need 3 after all. She said it was 2. We did Peggy Rice, Cheryl Reed, and, Brian Rickles. So if you could choose 2 out of there.
So, we don't, it's not like one of them stays and the other one are just renewed.
Right.
Okay.
She said she thought it was 3, but because of this year, there's only 1 attorney being elected, so there's only 2 commissioners needed apparently.
So we have to be the evil one and take one off?
Or the,
Three.
depends how you look at it.
Yeah.
So we have 3,
Yes.
have they been contacted and willing to serve in this capacity?
I was just getting ready to send out the letters to notify them that they were appointed, and Sherry brought this up.
I'm just gonna throw out, it would make sense, that so you're picking 2 of the 3,
Yes.
that get the 2 that say, yeah, no problem.
And they all
They all agree?
were agreeable.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I'm driving at, is that if
Yeah,
there's somebody that's like, I don't really wanna do
There's
this,
the hassle of appointing them, and then that's, next week we,
and they say, I never wanted to do that.
Yeah, or I can't do it because
Yeah,
of
I
this.
won't do it.
Does one of them wanna go on the zoning board, I think we're still going to.
We have one, a member for the zoning board.
Yeah. Okay, somebody pick 2. Somebody.
What are our choices?
Peggy, Cheryl Reed, Brian Rickles.
I would
Take Peggy off this year.
Okay.
give her a year.
Give her a break.
Give her a vacation.
I agree, let us have a year off.
Okay, so we have Brian Rickles and Cheryl Reed
Yep.
to appointment. Yeah, motion to that effect.
You made it.
Okay, Dave, first,
Second.
second from Bruce, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion's unanimous, motion carries. Okay. Okay, approved sheriff's department recertification of all employees. This must be something he does.
On a yearly basis. And he's got the certificates here. All we have to do is approve them
Okay.
as he's submitted.
Give a copy of that.
I can send this around.
I'll make a motion to approve the sheriff's department recertification of all employees.
I would second Dave's motion.
Dave and Eric, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Votes unanimous, motion carries. Okay, accept and place on file Veterans Affairs quarterly report ending December 31st, 2020. He has that report in front of us.
Got a copy of it, most of it's food and rent and utilities. I'll make a motion.
Everything's good on that?
Graph.
Everything's going good with it?
Yeah, it's going good. We're down on clients, but that's good in one way, but bad in another way, so.
Right.
We're staying under budget so far this year.
Sandy second.
Okay, we have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, accept and place and file the treasurer's semi-annual report ending December 31st, 2020. That is one you're gonna have to get your glasses out for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything must be in order, or she would be in here.
Maybe here.
Well, having said that, I would make a motion to approve the quarterly report of the treasurer.
Second, go ahead.
Bruce, second.
We have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Votes unanimous, motion carries. Okay, we're down to committee reports.
The only thing I had was, mobile food pantry. Sandy, I'm gonna try not to lose you here, so
Okay.
I got the numbers for what we did. 123 clients, 261 families, 261 family members, and there were 21 volunteers. Next year, the mobile food pantry will hopefully will be in, let's see, March 10th, May 12th, July 14th, September 8th, November 10th, and January 12th. Those are the 6 dates that they've applied to continue the mobile food pantry down, hopefully at the fairgrounds. We haven't got that in writing yet, but that's our plan, so that's all I had.
What kind of food did they pass out this week?
They had chicken hindquarters, apples, what were the I guess I didn't even look at the cans. It's been coming, everything's boxed, so we get a box, they get a bag of some type of meat. And I guess I didn't look in there, I know there was...
Kinda made it easier.
Yeah, well, basically they drive in, report over on the one side, then they come over and have their cards, and we just hand them if they get 2 portions, or if they get 1 portion, whatever, we give them...
Based on family
Yeah,
size.
based on family size, so...
Okay.
I know there was spaghetti sauce in there, I did hear somebody say spaghetti sauce, and some noodles, so... It went well.
Okay.
You're up, Sandy.
Okay, on Thursday, I had a Iowa Workforce Development meeting. We're still trying to get everything, situated with the state, with the new laws that, came into place. We do have our fiscal agent in place, we do have our board support, and now we've got to get an administrator, and we're pretty close to getting that, lined up. I'm gonna talk with her, hopefully, I left her a message, so hopefully she'll call me back today or tomorrow, and get that all straightened out, but, and then Friday, there was a Zoom meeting with Rolling Hills over their budget, it was a 2.5-hour meeting, going over everything, and, yeah, so it was taking, of course, it's pretty Humboldt, and they're all trying to decide, like she said, she didn't want to go into a deficit, so then they also had, some of the providers that they used had gotten a grant, so they were gonna use that grant money so that we would not have to fully fund them 100%, so that worked out really well. So, we talked about having to get providers in the whole area, kind of a little bit special getting them that. We're going to be able to contact you, just like we have right now, CFR, their deal, that will not be an issue. right now. So that will not be an issue. Anybody that we're using right now, they also have contracts with. A lot of the regions, enter contracts just because of the locations of all, I should say, the logistics of all of their states, depending upon where, you know, where their region, what the counties are, you know, depending on where the counties are within the region. So I think it's gonna come together. We'll have some differences in services, but we're gonna have our main providers that are close by in this region. That's it.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on Wednesday, I down to help with the mobile food pantry, and, Bruce gave the report on them. I got a little perturbed. On one car, come up Webster County plates on it and got 4 orders in a $65,000 vehicle, brand new Caddy Escalade or whatever it was. That kinda bothered me a little bit, but other than that.
Yeah, that's one thing they don't have,
And then, after that, I went to the animal shelter meeting, accepted the resignation of Julie Krieger as secretary, and, Travis, he had a conflict of interest with it, but he's still gonna be kind of a voice,
advisory.
advisory type voice on it. So, then we got 2 dogs, and what do we have, 6 cats, 5 cats?
Oh, yeah, 5, 6 cats. They're doing a good job of moving them through.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. I got a horse smaller than that one dog.
It's a good thing, there's a large doggy door.
Well, he must've been the one, I was up at my building yesterday, and they must've had playtime outside, 'cause somebody was over there raising all kinds of ruckus.
That's that boxer or whatever it is.
Yeah, he's a barker.
He barks, but the other one barks a little bit, but when he stands up, I mean,
He looks you in the eye. His head's the size, he looks like a bear.
But his hair is long, so he'd be a skinny dog otherwise. That's all I had.
Okay, well, I didn't have any official meetings, but on this past Thursday, I met with Don Reefer, Brush and Weed Control, to discuss, this coming up year and then the next fiscal year's budget for the weed control program. Got one of my questions answered, I think, on that, budget-wise. Things look good. I can wait till other business or whatever, and tell you kind of the gist of our conversation, it's up to you, but otherwise, that went really well. We got a good plan put together, and, that was my main, county business. We rescheduled, I guess looking here, we rescheduled the 911 service board meeting because of the weather, from that Thursday to this coming Thursday. So, other than that, that's what I had on meeting-wise.
Okay. I also had the, dog shelter meeting on Wednesday at 6:30, and, HCDA on Thursday morning at 7 a.m.
Which day was that?
That was Thursday morning.
Have we heard anything lately? Someone asked me about, the egg wells over at Gilmore.
I haven't heard anything lately.
I haven't heard anything, I said I hadn't heard nothing from Mike and I said, unfortunately, we're not the ones that can initiate it.
We'll have to stay.
Yeah,
Well, when we're not landowners.
and we don't own the land, so they are the ones that somebody has to bring the balls to us in order to get it going, again.
I think if we'd contact Jacobs and Westergaard, they'd probably have information on it, because they're the ones who are doing the project.
Well,
with Mike Borland.
Mike Borland at Idalls, I would suggest too. The last we heard from Idalls and Mike was, they were, I think, making relatively good progress.
I think they had one holdout landowner they're still working with, trying to get the negotiation as to how things are gonna work
But
done.
that's the person that asked, said, well, you guys haven't heard anything. I said, well, we aren't,
We're not in charge.
we're not in charge until something happens, we're just
And
like everybody
Actually,
else.
we'll never be in charge.
No,
Nope.
So,
The state's program,
right. The other thing I brought, or this was brought up about the Farm Bureau meeting. They've got a tentative date there, if we'd be interested. Kyle Larson asked me, he's on that board, wanted to know what our thoughts would be. You can read the thing, they would have the room set up so that we could sit in there if we only wanna send a couple. However we wanna do it, they'd just be willing to, they'd like to listen to Trish and what the budget's gonna look like, so we're gonna have some of that to put together before then, so, anyway, I thought I'd bring that up too.
well, do you have anything else for us, Trish, for other business items?
Not really, no.
I do have one main thing, because we do need to approve this. We do have, county does have a new board member for the zoning board.
Okay.
And so we will need to get that on next, if we have to approve it, we'll need to get it on next week's agenda to do so.
Is that the one that was on Randy's
Yes.
email?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
So, yep, and, he had contacted me, I initiated that, he talked to Randy and made the decision that yes, he would serve on that board, so we'll need to get that on next, if we have to be official and place him on the board, you better get that done, so. That was good news on board
Right.
fulfillment.
It kinda reminded me of one thing, I think, Dave Stahl, the person that Kobe has been using for sanitation.
Sanitation department?
She's retiring from that position, I think they got someone else hired.
Well, we have this
Process.
in our
Yeah.
packet, and we've always had a 28E agreement for the sanitarium, but basically that just says we have a 28E agreement.
Yeah, so
They don't have anybody hired yet?
I think they do,
You think they do?
but it's reconfirmed yet, Monday, we'll get that.
Yes.
We'll have to look at the agreement and have it,
Updated.
Updated a little bit, 'cause it's old.
Okay.
and they're, yeah, thinking,
Was that the main reason this was in our packet?
yes,
Yes.
they're thinking of
That's it, yeah,
35
that is the reason.
hours.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's good too, because we do need to have the joint sanitarium back.
Yeah, 'cause it's really not enough for a full-time here or there, but together it does create a pretty decent amount of work.
Oh, yeah, between two counties. Was there anything else in our packets that we needed to visit about? No, we had some stuff that was just in here that wasn't on the agenda.
Jeff had emailed me and said I present it to the board, but said there was a person in training for, to become a death investigator. And, he was requesting that he be officially appointed as the third death investigator for Humboldt County.
This person in training?
Where the hell did I put
Yes.
that? There it is.
Well, wouldn't it make more sense to wait until they become official? If they're in training?
It says here he has taken the training course.
Yeah,
Oh, all right.
I'm assuming
He has
it's
taken it.
completed, but
it was paid for through the
I
schooling.
would think he wants certification.
Right. I guess, I don't have a problem with that, if he's taking the class.
I suggest we have a discussion
I think we
on
should,
that.
yeah.
so I can put it on the agenda next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
And what is the agenda for the city council? Is there something on there that we need?
Well, shit, they usually, Peggy always threw it out in the center of the table.
All right.
Just for our interest.
I didn't know if there was
That's how she
something they
usually
wanted
does
us to look at, or...
There wasn't, was there any?
No, I just put it in your packet. She
Okay,
wanted it.
that works.
Yeah, she used to just put it in the center for us to look at.
Um,
Says keep us informed as to what was going on in their world.
Same with the COVID one. They
Yeah.
could've went to the
Yeah.
center table.
If you're looking at an extension, there's some examples of what the other counties have done on the backside recently, and then Governor Reynolds' new proclamation modifying it, but it's something to consider to put on the agenda in the near future if you'd like to extend it, or have a discussion on it.
And I also saw in the emails last night that the CDs have been extended for small businesses, so
On the,
anybody that
another
thinks they
one,
need the way federal government that was
throwing their money around.
throwing the money, so.
Throwing money out the window as they fly over.
After that, are we done?
I think we are. Anything else from anybody?
Got anything?
Are you? Okay.
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 Motion to adjourn.
Second, third, fourth, third.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 9:32.
Do we give these back?